Hey, how's it going everyone? I'm Martin and welcome back. So in this video I wanted to go over a certain character from the lore whose story was left kind of a mystery and we haven't heard from in a while. So with the Curse of Osiris expansion, a lot of us were expecting to see the return of the legendary Saint-14. Unfortunately, he did not return. However, there are some new items, including a new exotic ship and a legendary shotgun, that provide some more lore details and hints as to his fate, as well as the return of Saint-14's exotic helmet from Destiny 1. Now, I'm sure most of you watching this video already know who he is, but just as a quick catch up, who is Saint-14? He was an Exo Defender Titan during the early days of the city, known for his one-man crusade against the Fallen and for grappling with the Kell of the House of Devils before caving in its skull with a single headbutt, which explains why you see dents on his helmet. He believed that the darkness was not just some cosmic force, but rather a race of aliens with incredible power, aka the Pyramid Ships. They were once visited by the Traveller, but rejected for their sins. Saint-14 was also good friends with Osiris. He looked up to Osiris as an inspiration and was the one who recommended he become the new Warlock Vanguard before Ikora stepped in. But once Osiris was exiled from the city for his obsession with the Vex, Saint-14 went chasing after him to Mercury, and it was never clear what happened to him until now. In one of the new adventures on Mercury, called Up and Up, you're taken to the dark future where the Vex have taken over, and in this mission there's this weird Vex doorway with a tiny hole in the middle. Now if you go up to it and look through, you'll probably want a sniper rifle for this, zoom in and you can see a floating corpse. It's believed that this corpse is Saint-14, and there's a lot of evidence for this. Firstly, there's a new shotgun called Perfect Paradox, and you can see on the side of this weapon it has the Roman numeral for the number 14. The design of this weapon also has a similar aesthetic to Saint-14's helmet, and even has that purple glow. The lore tab for this weapon is from the perspective of Saint-14. It says that he never did find Osiris after he was banished from the city and headed for Mercury. In his search he'd killed enough Vex to end a war, but the Vex eventually found a way to defeat Saint-14. They took centuries building a Vex mind specifically designed to drain his light, and it did, yet he still sat atop its shattered husk. Whilst he's not said to have died right here, he has been drained of his light, meaning that he cannot be resurrected and that he was on his final life. This shotgun was built by Osiris especially for Saint-14, and now Saint-14 is gifting it back. Now as of the time of this video being uploaded, nobody has gotten this weapon because it seems to have been locked behind a time-gated quest. It's possible that this might become available once we have forged all of the Vex weapons in the lighthouse, but there's only 3 of those available each week, so we might be waiting a while. However, the steps for this quest can still be viewed in the database. The quest involves going into the Infinite Forest in search of Saint-14, and the final step tells you to return to Brother Vance to deliver the news of his fate. The other piece of evidence here are the purple ribbons that can be seen coming off of Saint-14's corpse. These same purple ribbons can be seen on this exotic ship, Saint-14's Grey Pigeon. In the lore tab it says, "News of my demise will no doubt reach you late." And that is the end of Saint-14's legend. I'm a little bit torn on this ending and how Bungie handled it because on one hand I love the lore around him, especially as a Titan main myself. I was really excited about the possibility of Saint-14 making a return in this expansion and finally learning more about him, but instead in the end it turns out he's just died without really adding much more than we already knew of his story. It was a little bit disappointing, but on the other hand I'm glad that we at least were given a definite answer and we know that he's dead now as opposed to leaving it a mystery. And the fact that the Vex had to build a mind capable of draining his light, specifically just to defeat Saint-14, which took centuries to build, and yet he still defeated it, is pretty badass. Plus the way his corpse looks just floating there in the dark future with ribbons surrounded by light and Vex corpses littered around him, the whole image does look really cool and it's better than nothing. Anyway, let me know what you think. I do hope that you all enjoyed this video. Now, in case you missed it the other day, I streamed the launch of the Curse of Osiris, which was actually my first ever live stream. For any of you that don't know my current situation, my area finally got fibre optic, so on wireless I'm now getting around 35 megabytes download and 25 to 30 megabytes upload, meaning I can actually stream now. Previously I was running on barely 5 megs down, 0.9 megs up. So yeah, those were some dark ages. It was actually 1,000 times faster for me to upload videos using my mobile hotspot. That's just how bad it got. So hopefully streams can now become a regular thing for me. For now I'm just going to be streaming on YouTube, but I think once I get comfortable with streaming, I want to move over to Twitch and also not limit myself to Destiny. I appreciate it if any of you get the chance to stop by and hang out sometime. If you're watching this video when it was uploaded, I'll be streaming the launch of the World Eater raid lair, which starts at 10 AM Pacific, 6 PM UK time on the day this is being uploaded. So be sure to follow me on social media to keep up to date. As always, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.